Greetings. You're watching a conversation with me, Rishika, and today we are excited to have with us Mr. Rajeev Dubey on the occasion of the 78th Independence. With a remarkable career spanning leadership roles at Mahindra, few other international organizations, and now in Maharashtra, he brings a wealth of experience and insight. Shall we start, sir?
Most certainly. You do me more honor than I deserve, but thank you for the good thing you said about me.
Do you consider economic self reliance a true measure of a nation's independence?
It cannot be total self-reliance. That's not possible. But yes, to a large extent, we should be capable of standing on our feet, even if we get cut off from supply chains across the world. So to that extent, economic self-reliance is important. But it should not be carried beyond a certain extreme.
Second question. We heard that your mother was involved in the Indian independence struggle and even wrote a book on independence. So, how has her legacy inspired your journey and career?
Most of all, it has inspired me to stand up against injustice, to stand up against oppression, to not be afraid to speak truth to power, and to not give up easily. I think these are the things that my mother and other people in my family who were involved in the freedom struggle, this is what I would learn. And also to be able to sacrifice, to give, and not only to take.
These are some great values. Third question. What's your take on India's independence story has had evolved, and especially in the global scene?
Yeah. So I would say it's a mixed story. On the one hand, if you look at India today, we certainly are among the nations that are counted in terms of overall GDP. On purchasing power parity, we are number 5, number 4, number 3. So those are the good things. I know I work with the International Labour Organization, and I can tell you in Geneva, the respect for India as a country has definitely improved over the last 10, 15 years, manyfold. So that's the good news, that we are progressing, we are doing well, we are producing lots of software engineers. Good news. The bad news is that there is still a lot of poverty. There is a lot of inequality. There is a lot of injustice. There is a lot of oppression. There is a lot of hunger still. We don't have good basic education. We don't primary education. We don't have good primary health. So we need to acknowledge all that and improve it. So I would say, yes, we have done well compared to where we were in 1947 or compared to where we were 20 years ago. No doubt about that. But having said that, we have miles to go. Let me quote the poet Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have many promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
That was great. That was actually great. And I would say there's always a scope to improvement.
Always, if we stop improving, we start dying.
Of course, sir.
And that applies to everybody. No matter how young we are, no matter how old we are, whether we are the prime minister or a school teacher, or anybody, does not matter. If we are not trying to learn, if we are not inquisitive, if we are not trying to improve, we start dying. Or we are dead actually.
So, what do you think? In which field you can improve yourself more?
Oh, in every field, I think I can listen better, I can do more seva, I can improve my health, I can give more love to people that I interact with, I can stand up more against injustice and oppression. There are so many things. I mean, in every walk of life, with every breath I draw and every step that I take, there is room for improvement. And thank God for that.
That would actually inspire many other people. So, now, from your experience with global organizations, do you believe that India's labor policy has upheld the spirit of independence?
India's labor policy,
Yes.
oh, we have miles to go. we have miles to go. Look at the condition of our labor. Look at the wages that we get. Look at, you see, first of all, let us acknowledge that 93% of our labor force is in the unorganized sector. Okay, only 7% is organized. So the 7% gets whatever benefits you have of various rules and regulations. 93% is unorganized, and their lot is pretty bad. So, I'm glad that some attempt is being made to look at labor policy. But, I would be not truthful if I were to say that everything is good. I think everything is not good. We still treat labor as a short-term cost to be minimized, whereas we should be looking upon labor as one of those rare assets whose value actually increases over time instead of depreciating, it appreciates if you invest wisely in it. If you think about how you can equip them, how you can give them basic, better hygiene conditions, give them training, skilling, reskilling, then their innovation and their productivity will go up and the nation will prosper. The nation is basically made up of human beings. I don't think we are showing enough respect for human beings, generally speaking. So even as I say we are doing well, we need to be happy, we need to be proud, but we need to be aware that we have miles to go.
Some basic qualities that a human should oppose, I guess.
Yes, I believe that the least human beings should do is to be committed to satya, which is the truth, prem, which is compassion, the ability to put myself into the shoes of the other, and seva, service. So for me, these three words are my North Star, and I never tire of telling people that yes, there are 1 million things to do, and you have to do them. But never deviate from the path of satya, prem, and seva.
This is a great ideology, sir. Last question. What advice would you like to give the current generation about the true meaning of independence?
So, independence is not only political independence. Of course, there has to be political independence, meaning that India as a nation has a boundary, and at every point on and within that boundary, we can hoist our tricolor. But freedom also comes with a lot of responsibilities. We have to get freedom from hunger. We have to get freedom from disease. We have to get freedom from ignorance. We have to get freedom from injustice and oppression. We have, there are so many freedoms that we still have to fight for, and we must fight for it and not take it for granted. So that's what I would like to say to young people, that you are very lucky to be born in an independent nation, but you have many other freedoms to struggle for. And even as you do well at a personal level, you must always remember that you are part of a national mainstream, you are part of a society, that all of us in this room are very privileged people, and we have a responsibility and a duty to give back to society even as we take. And that would be my last message.
It was great talking to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Dubey, for joining us and sharing your incredible journey.